My name is Helen Williamson. I'm actually based up in the Central Highlands in Scotland. I first got introduced or started using Talent Dynamics, I think last June, July time, so probably about 15 months. And I'm a supporter profile. I'm a business. I work with leaders and their teams that are going through rapid organisational change. I primarily work with those sort of in the life sciences, pharmaceutical and the NHS. So how do you help those organisations still keep focused, and how do you help those teams sort of be more resilient and achieve through those quite turbulent times? The business before was I'd actually worked in a large organisation for 25 years, so it was a big step for me to choose to go out and start my own business. And I did have all my experience and knowledge from that. I had some other tools that I used, but for me, Talent Dynamics was sort of fantastic building block and a foundation, and it sort of brought a lot of what I already knew and could use, but it gave me a framework where I could have better conversations with more people and actually help them be more focused, enjoy what they're doing at work. Because one of the things that I saw was a lot of people who really enjoyed what they're doing were no longer enjoying what they did at work. So it's helped me reach more people. One team that I worked with that was going through a massive change within the NHS have a 25% improvement on their processes, on their contract process in particular. So 25% efficiency is a huge increase. But it wasn't just that it was more efficient, it was actually more effective, because what was important, they also maintained the quality. So it wasn't at the, I've forgotten the right word, at the expense. Time, they got both together. It's led to me to be referred to other people. It's meant when I've been talking to others, quite often they are asking for references and how has it helped support. So it's helped open more doors. The other thing for me, and one of the reasons I particularly focused on Talent Dynamics, was it goes beyond the profile. It is a business development tool. So for me, it's really key that it's not just, we know each other better, isn't that nice? How does that impact the organisation? So being able to show that next step, because when I've spoken to organisations, they've had other profile tools, they've loved them, so they're getting great value for them, but they're not getting the next step. So Talent Dynamics has helped me say, right, let's help you move on to that next step and build on the good work that you've already got there. My client reactions to Talent Dynamics, it's easy for me just to use one example for that. So the group that I was working with in the public health was amazing, sort of the change after the one-day performance. And it was at two levels. So one for the leader in that, the confidence that it gave in the skills and the strengths that they had within their team, and how they could use that to help support them was amazing. But also how the shift happened between that team sort of coherently working together. And in fact, one day I went down to visit them and they said, come and have a look. And on the wall, what they had all their names up there, and they had, so-and-so team inflow. But one of the big things that they found was during that change, they actually were really aware that as a team, they were responding much better. They were still finding it hard, but it was much easier. And they were very aware that they were coping better than the others. The other thing that reminds me of is around the language. They get the language really quickly, and so when they were having difficulties, they could just say to the rest, look, we're out of flow, just give us a moment, we get in flow, and it was a very easy way for them to move forward. My experience working with TDHQ has been, I'm going to use the word amazing, and I'm also going to use the word overwhelming as well. The reason for that is, and I was particularly being here today, is what I like about it is they stretch me. So it's not just that there's this great business tool that I can use and help work better with my clients. The ongoing support of working with them and as a partnership is also making me improve my business, and as I go through that experience, that gives me more learnings to help with my clients. So it's a really nice cycle of continuous improvement. For me, for Talent Dynamics, what I've loved about it, and I suppose why I particularly chose, because I made a very conscious decision when I was looking at different tools out there to pick this one, is it does take it on to that next stage. I talked earlier about it's not just about that we know each other nicer, it's that link to what's the value and leverage for the organisation, how is it going to drive that organisation forward. And for me, it provides that in a really simple way, in complex situations that people just get it. But what it does do, it complements the others that are there. And what I would say to them is, if it's actually triggered something in their heads that said, oh, this is of interest, to have that conversation with TDHQ and explore that further. Because one of the important things for me is when they're talking to you, they are looking at how can this be of value for you? And now they are looking to see that it is a match for you.